Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. As you can see, we're back with Modded Minecraft Monday. A little bit late. We were having good old Twitch issues as usual. Damn Twitch. But we seem to be working. We seem to be stable. We're not dropping frames every left, right, and centre, which was happening at Twitch's end. So as you can see, Najoma, I think he's mostly finished, if not finished. The big boat that's harboured here. Don't think I'm going to have to do a load of earthworks underground. Looking at this, it looks like he's done a pretty good job at clearing it out. There's a couple of places I'm just going to have to do some filling. Don't quite know why that's there, so we'll get rid of it. Oh god, come on, get out of the water. I've managed to acquire a ghostly pickaxe. All I can assume is that maybe a certain Mattingham flew over and maybe dropped it. Did you drop this ghostly pickaxe? Be honest, even if you didn't, I'm keeping it. Yeah. I really love it. I love the ghostly weirdness of it. You know, it'll get slowly fixed by the ring, which it's doing its job. But yeah, it's done quite a good job of the boat, really. Early Christmas present, obviously. Which, of course, you know, he's done some little bits of decoration in here, which is nice, you know. Coming to my office, gentlemen, we need to talk. You know, obviously the big chair compared to the two little ones. And then, of course, you know, like with all the other bits, you can get down into the hold. Which, again, he's done a bit of work on it. Some hammocks. Don't click on them, otherwise it will set your spawn point here. Obviously, he's left it completely empty for me to design and build. You can get down into the Lucy level, if you like. Do with some rats or something down here. You know, some sort of creature to eat you if you go into the very bowels of the boat. So, yeah, he's done a good job of that. He just needs to do the other boat now next. And it's we then are complete boat-wise. Other little things that have been happening. Obviously, I've Christmasified it. I think I did that for the previous stream. Can't remember or not. But we have the new addition to the ex-player subscribers, whatever you want to call it, church with some gravestones outside. One of the things I will be working on at some point is the actual crypt level. There is no crypt level yet, but that is coming. Obviously, I can show you inside the church. We've got a book. This is where names of previous players will end up in. Obviously, because we're in the, or heading into the seasonal time of year, you have to deck everything up, make it all look pretty. The bell should work. So that is that. Let's have a look what else is there that I did. That might actually be it, actually, because, you know, things going on. You know, decking this out, I must admit, did take absolutely hours. You know, more time than I enjoyed doing, to be honest. Obviously, we have the Farmer's Delight house, where, as you can see, their food is placeable. That's from the extension to it, Vintage Delight, which I use this good old cheese mould and some cheese curds to make cheese, which is placeable in world, which I have. We obviously have a bunch more foods that we need to cook and place to make things interesting. It's a fully functional kitchen. So sticking meat in the skillet, it will cook the meat, the cooking pot, bunch of different recipes. We'll have to have a look to see which ones are listed as placeable and then actually place them. So apple sauce jar, you see, you can make apple sauce. You know, there is literally a bunch of recipes that, you know, we can do and shove on the work surface so it all looks really quite interesting. But obviously that's just a few. We have the chef hat, which, you know, if you're going to have a kitchen, you've obviously got to have the chef hat. You know, it is required. Well, that's what I'm saying, and that's what I'm sticking to anyway. So, let's put that back on the hook. We have, obviously, the fermenting jars. It suits me very well, doesn't it? Or you're trying to say I should always be in the kitchen. These evaporators are constantly making me salt. You just have to make sure there's some water between them and just leave them. And over time it will generate on the top surface there, which is fantastic because I didn't actually have any thought of salt income. So it was one of the things. Obviously we've got candy cane craziness. We've got this lovely red ornamental garland, which was a bitch to craft because you can't stick the red garland with the baubles in it because it doesn't have an EMC value. So I can't shove it in the tablet and just pull out as much as I wanted. So all of that is all crafted by hand, and there is absolutely tons of it. As you can see, there's bits here, there's bits over there, there's bits around the pink windmill, there's bits everywhere. The lights, luckily, that is EMC-able, so it makes things really, really handy. But other than that, we are going to be, well, one, we want to give Mattingham Reach 5. We did say we were going to do it. We didn't get round to it last time. But, not that floor. Let's go to the right floor. Let's try and find Reach. Right. We have a book of Reach. So we'll go back down to the floor below. We're going to take the Reach book, shove it in there, put a blank book underneath, and it'll create a duplicate copy of it using the great big huge experience tank that's underneath. Take that back, and the original. Shove that one in there. And then Mattingham is going to need to enchant it. There. Oh, let's get this right. We want an anvil. How much experience have you got, Mattingham? That is now the question. Ask me a question on spot. No idea. Okay, fair enough. Then in that case, as we don't know how much XP Mattingham has got, we'll grab some of that. Right, come with me. Gonna get away from everything. Oh god, I've built over there now. That's one of those. Oh, we'll go over to that open. Oh no, we can't go over there because that's no longer an open area. Now, turn my magnet off. Right, bog standard anvil. This is how you do enchanting. So, what you do is you put a piece of equipment in there. In your case, you're going to stick, because as you can see, I'm hovering over the enchanted book and it shows helmet, chest, legs or feet. What I will do first though is I'm going to give you that. Just right click them until all of them have been used and you've got all the XP from them. Keep doing it. I think if you press shift and right click, it will do the whole stack. Right? So in the anvil, you're going to put your helmet in the first slot. You're going to put the book in the second slot. So helmet in the first one, book in the second one, and in the third slot, that is where you're going to... Oh, you can't do it in here because you're in my area, aren't you? Let's move to neutral ground, shall we? I always forget. Put the anvil down over here. And then helmet in the first slot, book in the second slot. So, of course, that means you're going to have to take your helmet off. And so the helmet goes in that one. Then you put the book in that one. And then you should be able, the helmet should then appear there. And you should be able to take the helmet out. Yep, it's worked because it made the sound. And then if you re-equip the helmet, you will now be able to reach a great distance. Because before, I think the maximum that you could reach was, if I was here with the bog standard enchantment, I think the maximum you could reach was to about here. Now, you should be able to reach quite some distance away, as you can see from me breaking the grass. And that's what the reach enchantment does. It gives you extra reach for when you're doing things like constructing, building, so on and so forth. It does not help you in combat. That is the only thing that I will say. So, it's one of those things where if you're wanting to build something or you're wanting to do something a bit interesting, you can just literally reach from the ground, be able to, 9 times out of 10, be able to build. So it's like, I had reach 1, and I think it adds 2 blocks on it. Reach 5 adds quite a lot on. So it's really pretty good. Hasn't got any MP value, the ghost pickaxe. To be fair, the reason why I'm very happy about getting that pickaxe is I needed a pickaxe that wasn't as beefy as my Supremium pickaxe. I needed something to be a little bit slower. Because the problem with the Supremium pickaxe, it literally mines things ridiculously quick. And at least with the ghostly pickaxe, I might actually get a second or two of being able to mine a few things. So that is the great first steps into enchanting. You're lucky because a lot of the ghosts and things like that normally vanish on you. And so they can actually be quite difficult to get at. So, plan for today. Over to the pink windmill. Because I think I'm going to look at 2 things today. Yeah, because normally the ghosts, they despawn as soon as you get anywhere near them. Is I want to set up the biofuel factory. Now, it was going to go where that Christmas tree is. It isn't. I think I'm going to shove it out the way, just over here. Not going to be a very big building. I don't think it needs to be a very big building. But I want it producing biofuel, because I want it to be able to fuel this contraption. I'm obviously going to make it a bit more better, because this is going to be my Hyper XP factory. All that is the plan for it. So, first things first, biofuel. I'm going to need to get the bits out of my main building. I'm going to have to grab some cobblestone as well. It doesn't have to be a very big building. But, excuse me, it does need power, it does need water, and so on and so forth. Actually, let's just swap it over to the ghostly picker. Actually, it's still pretty quick. Right, so I am probably going to have to, first thing is probably make another power tap. So, let's get these things out my inventory. Or do I have a third spare? I do have a third spare. I must have been planning for it and just never actually got round to it. Which is fine. I do need to grab some cobblestone. I said I did, and then forgot to promptly get some. In good old Nazi fashion. So, I don't know, just grab a bunch of that, and then a bunch of the actual bricked ones. Don't really have an idea for a design, so it's probably just going to be initially a little cube. Doesn't need to be a big building. Probably going to make the biofuel from carrots. I'm kind of leaning towards. So let's have a look. Obviously, because we're dealing with fuel, I'm going to go with the principle of building it a bit like the main power station right over there. Build it primarily out of stone because fuel. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, it doesn't need to be a massive building. I want to be able to keep the pathway there. Actually, I might be able to even make it one less. I'm just trying to mentally hey. So, let's kind of go with, I don't know, something kind of... Yeah, it was one too many. I thought it was when I did it on these ones, but I thought, no, I'll give it benefit down.
So Chris Nephilim, at last we meet for the first time for the last time.
It shouldn't say Stash Online. Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, Chris, unfortunately, Twitch has been as twitchy as hell. I have updated it and it doesn't seem to be doing it. I've clicked it again. Has it done it now? I've been deactivated. Big sad. Why have you been deactivated? What do you mean? Oh, for fuck's sake. Bear with me. I'm just trying to get this sorted. Has it updated now? Yeah, I had to do it through the website. Yeah, Twitch has been as twitchy as hell for me today. One, it wouldn't let me in, so I ended up starting almost half an hour late. Which, you know, good old Twitch. And it's not also been doing some of the things it should have been doing. It hates me today. Truly hates me. Suppose I could leave the door on that end. Yeah, modern Minecraft Mondays is the norm. or have been. You know, Fridays is only Star Trek Online at the moment. I don't quite know why it didn't update, but I've had to do it, like I said, through the website. It's very annoying. Want to show you my new shape? Well, I'll see it Friday. Oh no, then. Do I actually bring it out this way a little bit as well? I'm kind of tempted. I'll be in the zone on Friday. I will see it at some point. I think that much you can guarantee. Oh, actually, no, I don't want those walls in there, do I? They're actually quicker than... No, they're about the same speed, weirdly. So if I bring it up there... and do it like so... Right. That looks right now. Or rightish. So, I'm probably going to bring... Let's have a think. So, we need a bioreactor. We're going to need another thing. So, I may as well bring out my portable Project E tablet. Because it's handy. And we're going to want a sink because we need a water source. So, because I don't want to... Oh, do I want to activate this? If I exit it, I can hide a lot of the cabling. That's the only thing that I am thinking. Do I or don't I? Well. I'm going to have to take out these bits, whatever I do. So, let's have a look. Oh my god, that did way too quick. God damn you, game! No, that kickass. It's quick, but it's not like unbelievably quick. Now I'm going to stick the sink there. I think I will stick the flux point there. Najoma's power network. Why is that connected to Najoma's power network? Next. If I'm thinking, right. Am I thinking? Well, kind of. Trying to anyway. It's just that completely threw me, that one there, because I was kind of like, why is that like that? It shouldn't be like that. Right. XNet, I've decided I'm going to do it XNet. Because I think we can do it that way. So, first things first, we're going to want a controller. And we want the XNet controller, which I'm literally just going to dump straight away there. Doesn't matter if it's facing up, as you can see, it's getting power, it's getting it from the node there, which is transferring it straight in. We are going to want the bioreactor, which I'm going to shove I don't know. How am I going to do that? I'm thinking I might change this and actually build a tank all in that area there. Yeah. Doing a redesign already. That didn't take long, did it? What I will do is I will, where is it? That one. We're going to put the brightness back up because obviously you want to be able to see what the hell is going on when it's night time. I'm just going to fill this bit back in. A bit of a false start. I'm going to build a tank there. So we want dynamic tank. I'm going to get rid of some of this cobblestone and stuff because I actually don't need as much of this as I thought. Oh, something went boom. And again. So, dynamic tank. I don't know how much of this we're going to need. And it's going to literally sit in this area here. Right. I do believe that valves make it still compatible. I don't think there's a restriction of not having valves in the top and bottom. Obviously, we'll find out. I do need some glass, though. Structural glass will do it. And if we get the red particles, it's valid. And it is. So we got the red particles that flashed. Oh my god. That is a lot of fuel that we're going to end up storing. Can we make it one less? Because I really don't need that much fuel. Let's have a look. I don't know what the minimum and maximum is. If we get red particles again, we'll know it's valid. And it is. That's still a ridiculous amount of fuel. I always forget how much fuel these tanks hold. And I'm not going to be too worried about being able to see into this end of it, I don't think, because at the end of the day, it is just going to be for a tank. See, as long as you can see in that area there, I suppose that is really enough. Right, so let's take this floor off. I'm going to swap to the ghostly pickaxe, because again, like I said earlier, it doesn't mine as quick, which means that I'm not in that situation where it's literally tearing everything up. And then I'm spending 20 minutes filling everything back in again. Right. Right, so I'm going to stick the Xnet controller. Let me just get rid of these tanky bits because we are done and dusted with that. I'm going to put that there. I'm going to put the power there. And I'm going to stick the thing there. And then obviously we'll have the Xnet cables coming up. Obviously I'm going to take some of this all out so I can see what the hell I'm doing. Because obviously we're going to have to be feeding cables and such. Oh my god, I found a hit. It's probably where the digital miner was, because I discovered recently that while I had the digital miner switched on and with the correct cards, where it should have replaced everything that it mined out with cobblestone, it wasn't doing. And all because I forgot to tag an extra button on that. As usual, Nazi was an idiot. Right, so that gives us access to the valve there, which that is going to have the ender tank attached to. I think we can just attach to it straight underneath and it will drain into it. Obviously we'll have to do a test of that, so I'm not going to cover that all over it just yet. So we're now going to want some Ethernet. What's it called? Actually, that'll do it. I'm going to use the advanced connectors because they are quick. I'm going to obviously want the bog standard cable. What's that called? Just cable. Will that get it? Yeah, well. So let's have a look. So we want a connection there and a connection there. We want another connection there and another one there. We are then going to want an out. What I will probably do is actually use the covers from Ethernet to hide the cable out here. Just get rid of the bed for a minute, because I don't really need it. Technically we could fill that in. So the network cable is going to go like that. Then it'll be hidden in the wall. And it'll be, wrong tool. Continues to be hidden in the wall like that. And with another connector on the end there to the tank. I don't know if this requires a separate input or whether it will allow us to do the input and output through both. Only way we can actually find that out is to do a test. So here we're going to set a, I don't know, power channel. I always tend to set as channel 8. So you click on 8, click on the button until it says energy, create it. Then there's the power tap that you can see. Create that. We don't want it as an insert. We want it as an extract. And we want it to put into the bio. So you create that and make sure it says insert. Now in theory, that should have got power, which it has. We also need to provide this with water. So we're going to create another channel in channel 7. Click on this until we get fluid. We want it to, again, insert into that same plug on the side. This is now a test to see whether it will actually do it. And there it is. And we tell it to, well, we've got to create it. We don't want it inserting. We want it extracting. Right click on it to reduce it down to, it does 2 operations a tick and puts it into there. And as you can see, it has filled it with fluid. So we can shove literally everything in like so. Right, the other thing we're going to need, which I'm going to actually take that cable out there and I'm going to put another connector there. The reason behind this is I want a botany pot. So if we get ourselves a hopper botany pot, again, ultra, don't need anything more special than that. It'll do exactly what we want. Put it there, it will connect via that connector. We will have to get some good old insanium out. Or do we? Yes, I'll do. Live a little. I'm going to be using carrots because it does not produce any other product, if you like. So, insanium. Oh no, we need our hoe. That's if I get you. Hoe out. Hoe. Bit of dirt, which turns it into farmland. Add the insanium, which turns it into insanium farmland. We also need to grab a carrot, which we will grab one from the Mystical Agriculture Building, because that has a bunch of the base crops grown in it as well. Just finding them. Carrots, there we go. Just need the one Mr. Wembley. And I'll probably put the building roof on and everything like that when it's all done. So in there, go to the insanium soil or farmland with a carrot. It'll start growing the carrots really, really quickly, which we need it to do. And then back onto the Exonet controller, channel 1, we're going to create a item channel. We're going to tell it to, again, on the bioreactor, insert carrots, tell it to extract. We don't actually have to filter it. I always filter it just to make sure. I tell it random, tell it to extract to start. You can shorten it or leave it as bog standard 10 ticks. Everything else is running on 10 ticks, so I do not see the point of doing it any other way. Don't know if I've taught that or not. Don't think we need any more of those. I don't think we need any of that. So this, as you can see, 11% efficiency. I haven't got any of the upgrades in it yet. It is taking the carrots, turn it into biofuel. What it should do is every time that stack gets depleted, it should renew it and just create more biofuel. So we then want to go back onto the Exonet controller. We're going to create another fluid channel separate to that one because we do want it to keep separate. We are going to tell it to insert into the valve, which is on the top of the tank. So valve, create, insert, but we want it to extract from the bioreactor. It should extract the biofuel. It should not try to extract the water because of how these work. So again, create, extract, and as you can see, it is extracting the biofuel. This is slowly filling with biofuel. We may have to put a pipe in between there because as you can see, that's got biofuel in it, but the ender tank is not going up. So very quick fix for this. Very, very easy. Take out the tank. Put the tank one block down. Then from the pipes mod, grab yourself a fluid pipe, shove that in there, it shows them connected. As you can see, it's still not draining because you need to get the good old pipe wrench, give the area that you want it draining from a whack with it by pressing shift at the same time. And as you can see, it is now extracting into this tank. what all we have to do now is literally just hide that away like that. So now we need the covers that I am brain farting on what they're actually called. Okay, that's it. Obviously, we've made these before and taught them to the system, hence the reason why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it. We want... Is that all of them going to be cobble? Well, we're going to want some cobblestones. So shift right click, it says it's now mimicking it. You can obviously click on the pipes. Do now hide everything in flop, which we'll do there. And we will do on these two pipes here. We're going to then mimic the actual brick ones, because these ones I want them to look like brick, like so. And then obviously, if I've still got a facade equipped, you can see where the pipes are. Come off it, and you can't see where the pipes are. So this is now just going to forever make biofuel. So long as my main power plant, which obviously is over there, is producing power. Which I do believe it has actually reached the maximum and fully charged the battery now. So it should now just be backstuffing this with gas. So as you can see, induction casing, 156 TFE. So this is filling with gas. It's powering all my other structures that need power. It is now powering this fuel factory, or this little mini fuel factory, that is going to be fueling that bit over there. Obviously, I am going to take a couple of minutes break now. Should have actually done it on the hour, like an idiot. I got distracted because of problems with Twitch getting on in the first place. So obviously, I do run 3 minutes of advert over here on Twitch. If you are watching this on YouTube, I do apologise. I have zero control over adverts over there. But at the end of the day, the only reason that I do run these 3 minutes of adverts is so that anybody who might want to watch can get in, not be stuck behind the Great Wall of adverts. So as always, adverts are not guaranteed. It's down to region availability. Or if you're a subscriber, you don't get adverts at all. So as always, if you do get adverts, stretch your legs, get yourself a drink. If you don't, sit back, enjoy the music. I'll be right back. Right, so that is the basic setup for this. Doesn't have to be anything special, as you can see. You know, it does the job. It is making the fuel. We just now need to stick a roof on it. Again, not in a massive rush to do that. I can come back and do it. I might end up giving it a pink roof, go with pink windmill. It gives me a little bit of room for if I want to add anything else in here. What? I don't know, but maybe in the future. So as you can see, the VX-Net fuel tank has filled up to maximum. That is going to be dealing with the blaze burner. Obviously, this setup needs to be changed. I think more than anything, it's this side that needs to be changed. Because what we need to do is, that's got the liquid experience in it. It's not showing it for some reason. It is a bug with the mod. They are aware of it. Has it ever been fixed? As it was like. So what we need in here is we need to set up a sort of crafting system, because we are going to be taking ink sacs, adding them with glowstone to make glowing ink sacs, and lapis lazuli. So what we're actually going to need is we're going to have to head over to the Mystical Agriculture building, because again, this has got everything that we need in it. I've just got to find it. I should know it's in here somewhere. So lapis lazuli seeds, we need one of them. We need some glowstone, which we're just going to try and find it. Probably not on this floor, to be fair. So this little trees. What's in here? That's all trees. They'll be in here somewhere. We want, if I can find it, some quidessence seeds. And we want some glowstone seeds, which I'm going to assume are over here. As you can see, there's a hell of a lot more we need to do over here. That's not got any glowstone there. Did I go past it without looking? Where did I put the glowstone? I know I had some. It's definitely not there. Is it really on the lower floor? Oh, it's there. Glowstone essence. So again, we're going to need to get some more botany pots, because these are going to be merrily growing away to themselves, getting things ready. So we want green sanium, 2 bits of dirt, craft that in my backpack, because why not? And as you can see, it's got the hoe in it, got the dirt in it, which makes you the farmland. Add the insanium essence, which gives you insanium farmland. And the reason we're doing that is because it means it actually grows so much quicker. Out of the Project T tablet, we want some more copper botany pots, 3 of. And we'll head back over into the pink room now. So as we know, we've pretty much got infinite fuel, so we never have to worry about fuel. Alright, where am I going to stick these pots? What is under here? Anything and nothing. Right, there is a network cable there, so I think I'm going to leave this completely independent then. So, these 3 pots are going to go there. Stick it in so it starts producing. And we'll just leave them to produce while we do the next bit. So, experience tank. I'm going to use the other pig. It's a bit slower and it doesn't seem to do anywhere near as much damage. We're not going to be using any more of those, so those can be got rid of. Where did those bricks come from? Did I chop through the wall or something? I knew I'd done something. Right, so again, we're going to be doing XNet again. So this time I am going to have to make a spare power. So do we have... We do have some flux dust. Absolutely fantastic. So we're going to need a block of redstone. I knew that much. We're going to want some obsidian. Then we need to go into our crafty bit. Easiest way for that is press users. We're going to be making flux cores. We need an eye of ender. And then we're going to be making one of those. So we just need the eye of ender. Like so, again, all been taught because they all have an EMC value. It means that everybody's not kind of sat here waiting for me to craft some of these things. Obviously, some of these things do have... Just do the rest now. So much. Oh yes, if you want to know how I got the flux dust, redstone with a block of obsidian above it, right click it and you'll get flux dust. I'm not sure if I showed that before in the past, but that's the easy way to do it. You know, you can, it looks like you can do it with flux block. Don't think that's obviously probably if you want to work out some way to automate it. Probably a placer block of some sort you could use. So that's our power plug got. Don't need the obsidian anymore. Flux dust does not have an EMC value, so you can't shove that in tablet and pull as much as that out as you could possibly want, which makes me very sad. Right, a couple of things that we're going to need. We're going to need a crafter. I'm going to get the... Ooh, let me have a think. Do I want to go with a tier 3 crafter? Well, why not? Always going to have uses. So, I don't know, we'll shove that one there. Again, we're going to be XNetting this. Well, you could search XNet and do it that way on this. So you want a controller. We're going to also want some of the green. I'm going to just grab a stack of both of it. Again, I'll work around it. So, let's take that one out. Actually, I need to probably take all of those out. Just initially. I'm just going to fill these in for, if for whatever reason I've got it open, because it won't offend my CDO. I'll be sat there going, I can see bog standard stone underneath. I don't know why it bothers me like that, but it does. Right, so we're going to put the XNet controller. He's going to sit on the top this time. I'm going to stick the power... Oh, I've made the wrong one, haven't I? I'm pretty sure... Oh, have I? No, it's the provider, isn't it? Yeah. It's powering that, so it's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. Oh, brain part for the win. Right, I'm going to stick an advanced connector underneath. I'm just going to run another advanced connector underneath that. I'm then going to run bog standard cabling, like so. So they are connected. I am obviously going to have to take those bits out. And again, I'm going to have to make sure we get this right. Should be able to just take that one out. Again, I'm not using the tools because they go back quick, it's ridiculous. And then in here, we're putting the advanced connectors. So these are all going to connect underneath that. Then we're going to have a cable there that connects it. So now that controller here can see, well, it can't see anything at the minute, not set up like that. That was completely and utterly wrong. Let's just quickly redesign that. Yeah. Oh no, that can be outside. How I designed this building. Okay. Sod it. You can't be seen, that is actually under the wall. So, again, power I always stick on the outside edge. We want to extract in from the flux point. Again, click on there to change it to extract. We want it to insert into the crafter and insert into the controller. Now, I'm going to change the priority here because I no longer have that power thing connecting directly into it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to extract at 0. That one's going to get a priority 0, and I'm going to set this one to -1. That means that will get power first, and then anything that's at -1 will get it after. So, as you should say, that should be fully powered, which it is. That is fully powered. How do you start doing some rich? I am going to need to get a trash can. What should we do here? I think I'm going to put it there. So that will go there. Take that cable back out. Stick a connector into it. I don't need any of those things equipped just for a minute, so let's just do that. Going to need access to the XP tank, which I think I'm going to shift there with the connector by itself. So again, if we go back on here, you can see all the things that it's connected to. Now, how do I want to do? So that's going to be a item. I could I could do it with logic. I'm not 100% sure that I want to do it with that. Okay, I don't want it doing anything at the moment. I need to decide because it's extracting 3 different things. So ideally, we want 3 different connectors so I can set the maximums for it. Again, I'll use the cave and such to hide it. I don't want that connecting to that one there, so that is faced in the south direction. So if I click on that, click on south, obviously it's got the thing on it. It disappears. You can see it's no longer connected. It should be showing no longer connected here as well, as you can see. And I'm going to put another one in. Go around the back of the building and do this. So again, we'll chop out that. We'll stick another connector there, and I'm going to bog standardly cable it together like that. So you see that has now got 3 connections, and that's exactly what I want. Let me just remove those out of my inventory. So, let's grab some squid essence. So the uses for squid essence is you can make, obviously, some of these things if you have some of the bits. I just want the bog standard 3 to make an ink pack. So, in here, you will go recipe. Make sure that you've selected one. It doesn't matter which one to select, just as long as you make sure you've got one selected. If you put 3 across there, you see it produces 6 ink packs. Start to apply it. That now knows that if it ever gets ink packs, it knows how to make. So it gets the squid essence, it knows how to make the ink packs. Next thing we're going to get is the glowstone. So again, in here, press U when you're hovering over it so you can see what the recipe is to make it, and as you can see, that's how you get glowstone dust. So into the next one, we will then go like that and say 8 glowstone essence will make 12 glowstone dust. We've got the second recipe selected. Hit apply. And then the other one we want is the lapis. We'll grab that for filtering in a moment. And then third recipe, again, we're going to be using lapis lazuli, as you see, 8, which will give us lapis, and it'll give us 12. And as you can see, that's kind of given us the primary 3 recipes that we want. There is an extra recipe, though, that we want. So I'm just going to quickly make up a I say single. Some of the ink packs and some of the glowstone dust. Because the next recipe that we want in here is a ink sac and glowstone. It's shaped. No. Sure, it was just that. I could have sworn it was just that. Oh, has it changed? Ah, it's got to go in a combiner. Okay, I can do that. So we're not doing the third recipe in that. Scratch that. I need to make a combiner. I might already have one. We'll soon find out. Which we don't do, so we're going to have to make one of those and teach the transmutation to failure. So, good old combiner. We want bog standard mechanism machine. As you can see, it's not difficult. A lot of all these things have been taught to the system, just not the actual machine. So we've got the cobble. So if we go on here and go, I think we can just do it via diamond. No, we can't. What are they called? Alloys and controller insert and steel casing. So one steel casing. Two of those alloys. Two of the elite controllers. And then if we go into that. Oh, I needed 2 more alloys. It's 4. I can't count. For some reason I thought it was only 2. So again, into there, craft it, and we've got the combiner. So, have a look. We will put another advanced controller then. Just there. We'll take that bit of cabling out because it's not required, and we will stick a combiner there. So we then need to tell XNet to put in there ink sacs and glowstone dust. We also need to give it power. So as you can see, there is currently no power in it at all. There's the machine. Create. We're going to again set it to -1 so it does not have priority for getting power. As you can see, it's got full power because it will always fill the controller first and then it'll fill these 2 machines after. So this is the item line that we said. In the combiner, we're going to create it. We're going to take to insert glowstone dust and ink sac. So in here, we need to now set this all up. So it's currently set for items. If you just click that, it will literally clear everything. We don't want it connecting to any of these 2 machines here. So in the bottom, we are telling it input and output. And auto eject, we're going to switch it on. So it will input in the top, input in the bottom, and export out the back. Right, we're going to have to test this now, because sometimes mechanism machines can be a bit funny, and it tries to shove in and take it straight back out as it's shoving it in. You can end up with a weird loop. Doesn't always do it, but it's just something to be aware of that sometimes it does do it. So easiest way to test it, we've got some of the resources here. Shove those bits in there, you can see it's made the ink sacs. Shove those bits in there, again, you can see it's made the glowstone. So, obviously, we need to also tell it to extract from out of the crafter. So, in there, create. I'm going to put the items in first. So, we're going to put in the 2 items. Tell it to extract, tell it random, I'm going to put it on the shortest time, and I'm going to tell it to do the stack. So in here, as you can see, it's extracted the ink sac. Not extracted the glowstone. Did I mess that up? Extract. No, that looks right. Does not want to extract the glowstone. Why is that? And it does accept it, because as you can see, I've just put one in to see if it would actually do it, and it is actually crafting. So it looks like we're going to have to give it another input. Which, if that's the way, it's kind of like, okay, fine, fair enough, if you're going to be a bit of a pain like that. So we're going to tell it to extract the ink and the glowstone as before. I'm going to reset those and tell it to extract the ink sacks and put it in on the down location. So that one, I'm going to clear it and I'm going to tell it it's an input. I'm going to now give it another input, but obviously we're going to have to do that from the other side. So just to expedite things a little bit, just going to smash through the wall. So the machine is there. Cable, another one. I think we're going to need another one as well. Might have to move that over one because we still need an exit out. I will actually do that. I'll do that now rather than leaving it. Take the tank, put the tank there. Use the ghost pickaxe because it's not ridiculously fast. We want that one there. We're going to have a connector there and that one there. We don't want that connecting to the tank, so switch that one off there. Because that's going to be the output. The Ethernet can be a little bit confusing. But as you can see, we've now got these new connections. So we have down, which is the one that's underneath it. We have the one on the left, which is west. So that one is going to be the output, and the back of it is going to be another input. So west is the extract, so we don't do anything there. So we've got input of the ink sacks down. We're going to put on the north, that's going to be an input of glowstone. Or should be. So let's make sure I've got this right. So input back, which is north. Yeah, that's right. Input, so bottom and the back, output left. So why aren't you extracting the glowstone? You should be extracting the glowstone. That's extracting down. Not inputting anything. It's extracting down. Oh, let's try a different way then. No, that's extracting that. That does not want to extract down for some reason. Redstone signal is ignored. We put the ink sacks in, it does take them straight away, but it will not take glowstone dust. I'm confused by that. I don't understand why this is refusing to extract. Oh. I can see why. red is an input. That needs to be a yellow input. So I believe that one was back. Change that to yellow as the extra, and as you can see, it's now combining them and doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing. That was me being an idiot. So as you can see, it's making the glowstone ink sac. It doesn't know what to do with the glowstone ink sac yet, and that's because we haven't connected it to the cauldron, which we are going to do. So again, I'm going to take up, I'm going to use the ghost pickaxe, and we want again the cables and connectors, and then we want the actual connector. So that is now connected to the cauldron. Again, if you go onto the controller, you can see there is the basin or cauldron, depending on what you want to call it. Obviously, this needs to know what to do with lapis as well. Remember the current items in the internal and external buffers. I don't think we need to set that. I'm very tempted to change this again. Because I'm thinking how I can backstop it, and this could end up backstopping with all lapis or all glowstone or all ink sac, and that's not what I want it to do. So I could, based off of that idea, I am going to change the design now. Because again, it will only need a single connector. I'm going to change it for the tier 1 crafters. We need 3 of those, is it? Yeah. Yeah. And I'm going to stack them. So one goes there, one goes there, one goes there. And then I'm going to stick connectors there and there. And then that one can be just a bog standard cable. And that saves on having any confusion with accidentally connecting to that. So, bottom one, I'm going to tell it your recipe is that, and it can have as much as it can possibly want, like so. So that is that one. Let's find it. Just grab some there. So click on that. We don't know which one it is. If you double click on it, it'll highlight which one it is. That's not the lapis one. So that one is the lapis one. So that one, we want it to, I'm going to switch it off so it doesn't actually do anything. That one is going to be an extract of that, and it can extract as much as it possibly can from any slot. I'm going to reset that one on there. So, which machine are you? That's the top one. Well, as we know, the lapis is going in that one. So in there, we're going to change that, and we're going to say insert that. So it's extracting the lapis as you lie there, and it's inserting it into there. I'm going to copy that and put it over one. I need to make the channel first now, so that's wonders. Again, this is going to be an item channel. So copy it, paste it, clear the old one. Copy it, paste it, clear the. So that's going to be the extract ones, and this is going to be the input. But obviously, it's making lapis lazuli again. shove that in there and you see it'll do it. So let's grab some of the lapis out so we can tell it what to do with it. So in that one, again, I'm going to switch the channel off initially. Create it, you're going to be extracting lapis lazuli, and you're going to extract the stack. You're going to run as often as you can. You're going to random slot that it'll take from. It's not going to insert into any of those because we don't want it to. Instead, you're going to insert into the basin. And that's going to be the lapis. Which is like, great. So, that's accepting these two. So now we have to set up these other two crafters with said essences. We're getting some of the things that I want, so I can tell it to throw these away. No seeds there yet, no seeds there. So, next crafter, I'm going to click on a recipe. So to make ink sacs, which again, we can just dump that in there. Obviously, we need to give these power as well, which we haven't done. So again, you can just copy it, paste it, and paste it. And as you can see, these are all now getting power. Like so. That's made. We don't want squid essence in there, we want squid essence in there, so it actually makes the ink sacs. And so the next crafter in the line, which will be that one, again, double click on it to make sure, which is the one that's highlighted for the ink. So in there, again, we are doing an insert of the squid essence, and we're going to do an extract of the ink sacs, which will then get put into the combiner. As long as I make sure that's set to extract. And again, we're just going to tell it, set up stacks, check every half a tick, and use any random slot, because obviously if you produce it really quickly, these will all fill up, and if you've got it set from first, it'll only just keep taking from the first. We want it to clear these ideally, so it's run at maximum speed. So this one for the glowstone, apply it. Just going to stick half of that or some of that in there initially, so we've got some glowstone, so we can tell you what to do. On this one, we're creating an insert of the glowstone essence, and we are creating an extract of the actual glowstone. Again, set up like the other ones. It knows that's where it's going, so it's extracting and inserting. That's how you've got to think of it. Extracting, inserting. So that plant pot, which is the middle one there, is the glowstone one. So that one, we're creating an extract of the glowstone essence, like how we did with the lapis. So that one there, which is the end one there, which you can obviously see is the squid ink. So, create it, extracting, and we want the squid ink essence, stack, and those should all be set up to be as quickly as possible. So they're all extracting the base essences. It's then going into these crafter tier ones, which are then combining it into the actual resource, which is then extracting it and putting it into the combiner here, all except for the lapis lazuli, which is automatically getting shoved into the cauldron. So what we can do now is, because it's getting the input there, we can actually set this one here as a extract of the glowing fact. Again, stack, maximum speed, and we want that to be put into the basin. So in theory, this should all now work for moving the item, well, crafting the items and moving these bits into it. We now need to make sure that the basin is always filled with liquid XP, which is in this tank here, as you can see. It's all lit up so you can actually see it's actually doing it. So, we create a liquid channel or fluid, and we are telling it, again, I'm going to switch it off just for the moment. We're going to tell it to extract from the ender tank and insert. Thank you for the follow, it's much appreciated, into the basin. So yeah, it can get a little bit complicated, but I quite like it. It's more complicated than what it looks. So in theory, that should all work. I'm going to switch it all on and see if it goes smash, tinkle, break. So I can see the glowing sacks are in there. I think I set that to the wrong one. Because that's... yeah, I've put these the wrong way round. Typical. So, that one actually wants to be... it was Lappy's, weren't it? Yeah. I'm just going to whip that out there, and I'll pick these. So, that one should actually be Lappy's. And that one, sorry, that one should be Lappy's, that one should be glowstone. And if I just take all of this out and make sure it's going into the right ones. No, one. You're making a mess of that now? Yeah, no. So, Lappy's into there. Again, we should blame that. So, in there, we only have the glow insect. So, why has it not put the Lappy's over? They are all switched on. You are inserting... why is it inserting glowstone? I don't want glowstone. You should be inserting that. So it's inserting... no, that one... oh god, I'm making a right mess of this. Helps if you actually have the right machine set up. So that one, you do want glowstone. You are extracting that, but you're inserting, but you're not actually doing it. So why aren't you doing it? Extracting east. East is that way. But it's extracting west. Oh, because it's seeing the tank. Oh, I see what it's doing. Extract west. No, that's right. It's extracting west of the... that, which it's doing. So why is it the Lappy's not being extracted? So you're extracting the Lappy's, but you're not inserting the Lappy's for some reason. But I've done something, again, really, really stupid. Insert. You're making a Lappy's there. You should be extracting it into there. I'm just taking that out there just to say. So I've got all the glowstone out of it at the moment. Putting one in. Why are you not extracting? I need to double check that I've not messed something up down here. Oh, it could be as simple as that I've done something really, really stupid here. No, I haven't set anything to the trash. So you should be extracting lapis. You're extracting there, and you're inserting there, but you're not doing for some reason. Will that only accept one input? I'm going to just test something now. Let's just turn that one off. And these are all definitely switched on. They are definitely all switched on. So that one is making lapis. Let's double check. Oh, that's why, because it's the wrong bloody one. Oh, God, how did I mess that up? I thought I'd double checked all of that. Because that should be extracting that, which means that one. It's bloody lapis now. Not that lapis there. So that makes that one there extracting that. And then I need to put the lapis back in there. Yeah, that's actually doing it right now. That's getting all the glowstone. Oh, very much so. This is me where I've confused myself, and I don't understand why I've confused myself, because I was actually going, oh yeah, if you want to find out to make sure you got the right machine, you click on there, you double click on there, and then it shows it up, and it's showing it, but obviously I was not paying enough due care and attention to it, and being an idiot. Welcome to my world. Won't you come on in? So yeah, God knows what I was doing there. So in theory, if I actually switch this on by telling it, yes, you can have fuel, this should now do nothing but make, obviously I'd have to switch power over from this other end, like so. This should now just create hyper XP constantly. Because we've got infinite fuel from the little infinite fuel power station that we built, so we don't really have to worry about that much anymore. You probably won't see this fill with any XP for a while, because it's literally going into this ender tank being transmitted straight over to the XP building, which I am going to double check that we're not voiding it off somewhere, and I've been really, really stupid and broken it even further. So yeah, as you can see, Hyper XP, it is going up very, very slowly. But that is kind of what we want it to do now, is just to keep doing it. So it's literally coming into this tank here, being sucked up via pipes into this black hole tank, which it's filling up very, very slowly. And I should just be able to effectively leave that running now, and it should just look after itself. Well, I'm not certainly not pilfering, because I'm a bit lost at what's going on. I'm making hyper XP. So I shall simplify it for you. This little contraption here and these carrots are going into this machine here, which is adding water to it and turning it into biofuel, which is going into this tank. That tank then has a ender tank underneath it, which is exactly the same as that, which is then pumping that fuel into this blaze burner with a straw so it can drink said fuel and use it. Then in this cauldron, the liquid experience from the experience building is being added to that tank from this one here. Also, from these machines, lapis is being made from these different mystical agriculture plants. So that one there, this one there is making lapis lazuli essence. It's then being shoved in here where it's combined using that recipe to actually make lapis, and then that lapis is being shoved into that basin. Then these two here, so this one here is making glowstone essence, that one there is that one there is making good old squid essence. So the squid essence is going into this crafting machine here, which is turning, using that recipe, into ink sacs. That machine there is taking the glowstone essence, using that recipe to make glowstone, which is then being shoved into this combiner, which is taking the ink sacs, the glowstone, combining it together to make glowing ink sacs, which is then also being shoved into this basin, which when it has enough, so if I just shove those four in, you'll see it mixes it all together under the extreme heat from the blaze burner, which then turns it into hyper XP, which then gets pumped over to the XP building. So it's a little bit long-winded, but it's Minecraft. What do you expect? So no doubt you're probably sat there going, yeah, still don't get it. Right, I want some package. Trust me, it will all make sense one day. I'm going to take a copy of those. One on there, one on there, one on there. I need to go out the back of the building because I want to hide the pipework so you can't see it. I can choose the bog standard one there. I can take that out and put dirt in there. And then that'll regrow over and nobody will know. Another, not a block on that one. We want it to be okayed. So all the pipework is all hidden again. It looks just like the bog standard pink wheel mill that we all know and love. And now this is automatedly making hyper XP. I do need to speed that machine up. Windmill. I'm going to use more of these to hide all of this lot. Because again, I don't want people seeing all the wiring if I can help it. I actually want some more of those. I shouldn't have got rid of them yet. Because I haven't hidden the ones underneath here. And so this is now an automated system for making, obviously, the Hyper XP. That machine, it doesn't need speeding up. So again, I'm going to get the upgrades that we've made for all the other machines. And so we want 8 speed upgrades. And we want 8 power upgrades. And I can't count. So first things first, you add the power. And you can see how slow it's going. Add the speed upgrades. And as you can see, it's pretty much combining 1 a second, roughly. And so this should technically just keep going now all the time. I could speed it up even further. I could upgrade that to a tier 1 machine. I'm not going to, because I want this to remain mostly passive, I think. And these machines just can get back stuck because they're only making 1 item. So I'm not that worried about them. What I do need, though, is I need a glowstone seed, just so I can filter this. So, in there, we're going to put an insert, and in there, it's going to accept the different seeds and the fertilizer. Put the glowstone seed back so it gets back growing. Actually, I still need that because I've done. Where these things are going, we obviously need to extract the seeds from those plant pots as well. Because we're not going to be using the seeds. Again, the whole point of setting up the mystical agriculture building was so that it can do literally all of these. So these are now extracting the essence that the crafters use and turn it into lapis. Going to extract the seeds and the fertilizer and put it straight into the trash void so it disappears. And it's going to glowstone is making the glowstone essence, which is going off to the crafters to be turned into glowstone. The seeds and the fertilizer is being shoved into the trash void, and exactly the same for the squid essence. The squid essence is going to the crafter to be turned into ink sac. The squid seeds and the fertilizer is going in the bin because I'm not going to be using it. And then literally I can just leave this to make me hyper XP. It does use quite a bit of XP, so I am actually going to get the XP building back running properly again now, because obviously at the moment it isn't. So if I just grab that, use it, stand on it so it drains the XP, you'll see this will start to go down as it clears the backlog, and it will maintain this tank being filled with oodles of liquid XP. And when I say oodles, I mean literally oodles of stuff. And so up here, we've got this tank slowly being filled with hyper XP for some of the high-level enchantment copying. And we've got the bog standard XP going into the not-so uber-ridiculously powerful enchanting that needs copying there. So, as you can see, I'm hovering over the tank. You can see liquid hyper XP. It's going up by 10s. And that's all being done over in the pink windmill. So that is kind of like the XP building sorted. As you can see, the experience droplets are now being used up. They're all being drained, so they're being drained into the system. Which, of course, is... I think it uses something like 100 of the bog standard liquid XP to make 10 points of hyper XP. This should be running constantly now, as long as I've obviously got the switch flipped for it. And it will literally just keep making hyper XP. Once that void tank gets full, this tank will fill up to maximum, and then it'll just stop. But as soon as I use any hyper XP, it will all kick off again and start working. I don't really have to switch the fuel off. I can leave the fuel factory running constantly, because again, this little building here is the fuel factory. It's going to make a nice little backlog of fuel in here eventually. As you can see, it is slowly filling up. 9.45 million buckets of biofuel. As you can see, it's still in the positive. The burners do not drink fuel ridiculously quickly, so eventually this tank will fill with fuel. This area is chunk loaded, so it will operate without me being here, as is the XP building, as is the pink windmill, so that will just always sit there and work in the background. So that is kind of the plan of what it was going to be for today, was getting the Hyper XP and the fuel factory done. All I need to do is stick some sort of roof on this. I'll probably do something quite simple. I think I've got some roof bits in here. Yeah, I'm gonna obviously do it like the pink windmill, because it's on the pink windmill footing area, if you like. So again, dead easy, just go round and put it all together, like so. And then if I just stick out there, one there, go like that, chop that one back out. And then hope to Christ that it's covered by the lightning rod over there, because otherwise I could come back and find that this pink roof has burnt off. Because I did find a couple of my buildings, minus roofs, before I put the lightning rods on, because anything made out of wood will burn. I'm going to just bring it down one extra, because why not? Just bring it all the way around like so. Overlaid all the roofs, but again, that's why we've got the EMC tablet, so it makes crafting a lot quicker. Probably going to stylize it in the same sort of way as the pink windmill. So did I not make the other roof bit? What's it called? Fine. So we don't want the stone cutter, do we? Does that? I'm pretty sure that doesn't work with that. So, right, I did actually do a flat roof on that. I was thinking, do I do the middle bit? But as I did do it as a flat roof, I'm going to keep it so it looks sort of the same. I'm going to take these edges off and do it exactly as I did Pink Windmill, by using good old frames. Because I don't want this having such a big, heavy overhang. I want it to be a short overhang like it is on the Pink Windmill. Which, again, dead easy. Shove them away. We've made some of the frames already, so we should have everything. So we want the frame slab package. We want the frame slab corners. And then we want the vertical half stairs, I think it is, for going there, like so. And so we put the edges on, like so, because framed blocks, again, that's what the statue in the middle made out of, the framed blocks. So I can get some of the shapes that are not available in the game. And then once you've got your frames, you just run around with the wood after, and it effectively does it like so. So it's like the copycat blocks from Create. I only worked out that it's so easy to do. Marvellous, isn't it? The frame shape, some of the things that you can do with it, and some of the designs that you can make, absolutely marvellous. Like I said, the statue in the fountainy area, that is, again, all made out of frame blocks. His crown is made out of frame block. The lamps that are around the town are made out of framed blocks. Again, the lions out the front, because there is no gold stairs shape, are made out of a framed block. I wanted a very definite black mane on it, and the best way to do that again is framed blocks, and then either use wool or concrete, which I believe I'm using black concrete on this because it gives a very strong dark black. It means you can be quite creative with it to an extent. Again, this fountain, as you can see, it's all framed cubes and stairs. You know, there is not a gold stair, so if you use a framed block and then use a block of gold on it, you'll have to use the block of gold, but it gives you the shapes that you haven't got in, you know, in those block shapes. So you can't have a emerald stair. Well, if you use the framed blocks, you can. So it's one of the things that I really like about it. I absolutely love the frames mod. I think it's one of the better mods that's out there. Then let's just put the windows in. I probably want to put the pink door on it again. And of course, I like to have it set up in such a way that when you go in my buildings, doors automatically open. So again, you can make a framed pressure plate. So you get a framed pressure plate, you put it inside, get some, in my case, cobblestone. We are the cobblestone cobble kingdom. Put it on it, and now it just blends into the floor rather than it having to be an ugly wooden one. And then obviously you just put any of your doors and touch on, and it'll work with it. Good old pink windmill door. Run over the pressure plate, and it opens and shuts that. So we'll just change this a little bit here. I think I'll probably bring this out another one. Take that out there. Then that goes. I'm going to have to get some more of that. I need my trusty spade. Right click it so it turns it into pathway. And then we'll save that. I think it can look better as it were. Yeah. Just grab enough pieces of smooth stone, complete the sort of pavement. And again, this will grow back over time if I so wanted, but if you're like me, you can't be asked to wait. Project Ease. Up. turn it into sand, and then turn it into grass. Hey presto, done dusted. I don't want that. I just need to put my sign up, which I can grab one at some point. Which ones am I using? I'm using the dark oak hanging sign. So, dark oak hanging sign. Might as well ship that dirt away. I'm going to get a single glowy ink sac, which we are now actually producing on the base, funnily enough. Put that there. Oh, not bio. Bio. But obviously, the sign comes up all nice and dark. Get your glow ink sac, right click on it, and then you can read it. I do need another one. So again, bio view up. Biofuel factory, you can't read the text very well. Glowing ink sac, and it glows, so you can actually say. Something just blew up over the hill over there. So yeah, that's it. Very, very simple. I am going to put some lights in it. It is a bit dark. I think I've got some good old illuminators. And that's all we really need. Doesn't need any more than that. Keeps it all nicely lit. Stops gribblings from. Could do with them in my house. Dead easy to make. You make the big illuminators, which very simple recipe, glowstone, redstone torch. You can get glowstone in the nether. Oh, in your real house. Oh well. I don't know if you can get glowstone in the real world, so maybe not. Obviously, I might. Well, I could Christmasify it now, you know. I'm really bothered. You know. And it's dead easy. Oh, he says, screwing it up. No, don't open window. Because again, Christmas has come early to the Cobble Kingdom. Come stream early as well. And again, it's so much easier when you've got a transmutation table to be able to do it for the lights. Just a pity that the bog standard garlands don't have it. And so all of this had to be crafted manually. And that was a nightmare. Absolute chuffing nightmare. But it's like I did primarily on the outside of the building, it's got the red. But a couple of the buildings internally have the gold. Obviously, it's got the velvet works. In the church. Had to be done. Wow, Mattingham. Wow. As always, anybody who does blue screen me, doesn't just show for you, it does show for me as well. Puts me in a situation where I cannot see anything on screen, on any of my screens. So every time when it goes off, when people do things like that, I do have a minor heart attack because I do think blue screen has actually happened. So one of the next things I'm probably going to work on, maybe on stream, maybe off stream, I haven't decided yet, is the crypts, which is going to sit underneath here. I am kind of thinking, though, that I might do like a little secret entrancey thing that connects to under the harbour. So maybe come out somewhere like over here. Maybe. We shall just have to see. I haven't decided fully. Najoma's supposed to be doing me another little boat here at some point. I might do some like little jetties off. We can do a couple of little boats there. Still got to do a lot of work here on the docks. As you can see, it is pretty blank. I've not actually put an entranceway in as yet either. That's still to come. The power station is fully powered. It is just now making the ethylene gas. Monitors are off at the minute because server reboot. Every time there's a server reboot, I have to reset the terminal. So off, on. So all the factory is still running in the power station. It's just refilling this tank, which, as you can see, it's got a lot of buckets. And now the monitors should be back working. And as you can see, it shows you exactly what's going on, how much power is being output, how much power is coming in. Tells you how many weeks it's going to take to discharge. Obviously, it's going to keep flipping in between the two as power gets used and power gets put back. But normally, I tend to let that stay off on server reboot because it's not really necessary. I only really switch it on when I'm streaming so I can see what's going on. So yeah, that was kind of it for today. So we've got the little biofuel factory done. I might put a path in here at some point around and connect it to there. I decided. This is, like I said, merrily going to be making me hyperfuel. Hopefully it will fill up quite spectacularly while I'm away. I'm hoping that we're going to have oodles of hyper experience, so that I can literally duplicate any of the enchantments in the game. And then the next project's probably going to be starting to fill out the enchantment storage. So as you can see, I've got the 2 maximum level enchantments for fishing. We've got you've got the leech enchant, we've got mystical enlightenment, which is part of mystical agriculture for when you're killing the wither, aqua affinity, breathing underwater, growth, block reach, which earlier in the stream we gave to Mattingham, feather falling, and obviously I've got all these bookcases ready for future enchants. This obsidian chest is where I keep originals of the books and a stack of books for copying. And of course up here is where it's making all the XP. So it's making the XP, it's making the XP candy, it's filling the little bottles, so you've got bottles of enchanting. So everything is readily available here. And this will just kind of just keep filling up every time it makes some experience droplets, which as you can see they've made a punch. They get sent straight to this disenchanter, which turns it straight into liquid XP, which goes in pipes. But it's probably back stuffing at the moment, because as you can see the tank is actually full. But then this tank goes into an ender tank, which is feeding, as I showed here. It's going into the tank on top of there, which is going into the spout, which is filling the XP bottles. And it's going over to the pink windmill, where it's making hyper XP. Infinite XP. So if I ever need XP for enchanting, or XP for any other reason, I have got literally unlimited supplies of it. And will forever have unlimited supplies. So yeah, that's where I'm going to leave it for tonight. We are back tomorrow with more Vampire. I think Naz is going to beat me when he meets me in person. What, with a glowing lamp? You said you needed it for your house? Right, so like I said, that's what I'm going to leave it for tonight. Tomorrow we are back with Vampire. No stream on Wednesdays as normal. Then Thursday, if we've not finished Vampire Tuesday, which I kind of get the feeling that we're not gonna, is again more Vampire. And Friday is Star Trek Online. Hopefully with less technical issues. But we won't know until the actual day. So as always, take care of yourself. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And I will see you again tomorrow. And I put mistletoe underneath my door. So if anybody in the game kinda, you know. Take care, guys.